Welcome, y'all. I'm your host, Jansen Harris, with another segment of Paychecks Moolah. We're either getting a raise or asking you to return your paycheck ASAP. No type of refunds, none at all. So, let's get started with Kentucky freshman Malik Monk. Let's show the highlights.
Number 6 Kentucky, number 7 North Carolina. What a way to end our day. Foxer on a pitch to the opening shot, and he dropped it home.
Uses bumps great, little nickel dimer bump. He's the load. I love his post-up game. Ability to put it on that deck. Superb. One of their favorite plays, double high, getting Monk a look like this.
And Monk put a big smile on his face as he drills the three. Try to trap Briscoe. He got
nice
it to Monk.
ball fake.
And then he hits the shot as well.
How about that? Great presence.
6 on the Carolina bench with 2 early.
Side stagger for another open look.
He's hot today.
He is really a great stroker.
Monk's going to try one in. Feeds instead. And
Monk finished with 47 points. He shot 18 from 28 from the field. Woo! He made 8 3-pointers. 2 of them came with the game on the line with 81 seconds left. The last 3 he hit gave the Wildcats the lead for good with 22 seconds left. Monk's 47 points was the second most scored on North Carolina ever. That's so impressive. Give this man a raise. This was one of the games of the century for a player. He put up great numbers against an elite North Carolina team. This team could defend really well. Malik Monk is showing everyone that he can flat out ball against anyone, anywhere. It will be interesting to see if he can have similar performances to the ones he had against North Carolina and other teams. As a side note, I want to give a congratulations, a special one to him. Because Mr. Malik Monk, you're the youngest player ever to be on Give That Man a Raise segment. So for that, I think he qualifies for a double raise. Pay my man. Pay the brother. But next, let's go to the Titans. The Titans shocked the football world and Vegas too. Lost a couple bets with a huge come-from-behind victory over the Chiefs in Kansas City. Here's some of the highlights.
Where? No, sorry, that's Tyreek Hill. And Hill breaking free. Tyreek Hill. 30. 10. Mariota lobbing this one to a wide open receiver inside the 10 to the 5. And we have a penalty marker down as the Smith has all kinds of time. And going to run to the 5. Touchdown. Done it as much this year. Henry with the ball. To the goal line. Did he get there? No signal. Now a signal from the far side. It is a touchdown. Sucker. And this one is good.
The defense played well. The whole game, they were getting stops and turnovers in crucial times in the red zone, which made the difference in the end. Their secondary played excellent, led by Jason McCourty. The whole secondary is alert, and they're quick to the ball. And most importantly, they're not allowing the big plays they did in years past. You know, the past where they're drafting in the top 5 every year, but we're past that. I love the way Marcus Mariota and Derrick Henry are developing into impact players. They're helping lead their teams, and great things are happening. Just beautiful things. Now that this is happening, the Titans control their own destiny. They're at the Jacksonville Jaguars this week, and let's be honest, this is going to be an easy win. And then they play the Texans, key game, for the division title on the final week of the season. There is no better way to end this They're playing with everything at stake and likelihood the 4th seed. Let's move on. Devontae Freeman had a career rushing day. He rushed for 139 yards on 20 carries. 7 yards an attempt. 7. And he had 3 touchdowns. He's a very explosive player. He runs through the holes just great. He manipulates the defense, and he keeps them unbalanced. He has been great for the Falcons, and they're just added to this high-powered offense. So give this man a raise. He's so dynamic. He is clicking. He's on top of his game at the right time, and him and the Falcons are primed for a deep playoff run. Now, somebody has to be a loser. Sorry, Tevin Coleman. It looks like in the next couple weeks and in the playoffs when that comes around, you won't be seeing the field much. Freeman is a freak. Give that man a raise. Now for his teammate on defense, Vic Beasley. Give this man 3 raises. Like I said before, he passed Von Miller as the current sack leader. He's so young, and he's still growing as a player. That's the scary part. It's amazing to watch him. I almost forgot to mention, or should I say it again, more sacks than Von Miller, and even forced more fumbles than Von Miller. Give this man a paycheck. Seriously, in a couple weeks, the Falcons will have to open up that checkbook. Why? Beasley deserves serious dollars now. $100 million man. And for LeBron James, he passed Moses Malone for 8th on the all-time scoring list. Give that man a paycheck for that. He might not need it because, let's be honest, LeBron is rich. Richer than rich. But who cares? We're going to give him another raise. All the money he deserves. James is probably, let's say, like one of 5 players who literally can make the list every week. A great game is just a normal day for him. Every day. Normal day. We are so used to all the outstanding and remarkable things that he does on a daily basis, we just take it for granted. But I'm just excited. I'm real excited. Why? For Christmas Day. Not so much about the presents and the gifts, but when the Cleveland Cavaliers host the Golden State Warriors on ABC, this is a primetime game. Tip-off is at 2:30. The best team in the East versus the best team in the West. I can't wait. Hold on. We have breaking news. Cleveland guard J.R. Smith will not play. He will need right thumb surgery, and he's likely out for 4 to 6 weeks. This is a big blow. They're losing scoring, and this is going to give the Warriors more of an advantage on Christmas Day. But let's get to the good stuff. My prediction is that the Cavs will get the job done at home. I think they will out-rebound the Warriors, and I think LeBron James will have a triple-double. And don't sleep on Kevin Love. You better wake up. He will have a big day, not just offensively, but he'll be a huge impact player defensively as well. It's that time again for that Return Your Paycheck segment of the show, where we put the spotlight on players, teams, GMs, and even owners. Whoever had an awful game, week, or in some cases, yes, we go that back, a month. Let's get started with the Washington Redskins. Coming into Monday night, they controlled their own destiny. They had controlled the 6th seed, but because the Buccaneers lost, they should have took advantage of this. They had everything in their favor. Yes, the Panthers are talented and were primed for an upset, which they did get the upset. But the Redskins at home had a 7-point advantage, favored. Shoot, I bet on them. Let's go to the highlights.
The 22-year history of the franchise. Newton deep to the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Ted Ginn. Timeouts for Carolina, under a minute to go and a half. Newton on target again. Panthers show blitz and bring it. And Cousins lost the ball. It's recovered by Carolina, and he's down just shy of the goal line. The fullback in front of Jonathan Stewart. This time a pass. Tolbert's open in the flat. Extends the ball. Touchdown, Panthers.
Oh, let's talk about this. They only scored one touchdown. Where were you, Kirk Cousins, Deshaun Jackson, Jordan Reed, Kelly, Pierre Garçon? Where were you guys at? And Josh Norman. This is supposed to be his revenge game. Spoiler. I wanted this game badly for Josh. Just the way things were handled and how the GM stabbed him in the back. This was a player that thought he was a Panther for life. Homies for life. Everybody in the media thought it was safe. Then they turned their back on him. Norman formed a brotherhood with those players. And he expressed that he still wasn't over what happened. And it still hurt him to this day. And again, I wanted this game bad for Josh. Finally, though, let me get at my feelings. The Redskins screwed themselves, let's be honest. That's why the whole team is going to have to return their paychecks. A home game against an underachieving Panthers team, I expected more from them, especially with every game being so important for their playoff chances. I was thinking they would make the playoffs, but after this loss, I'm having my doubts. Yeah, next week, they'll beat the Bears. The Bears. But the last game of the season, they're playing the Giants, and they're not going to win. That won't happen. They're going to be watching the playoffs from home. So this year, the whole team, just all of y'all, return your paycheck. Also, as a side note, they better plan to re-sign explosive receiver Deshaun Jackson. They can't afford to lose him. He's speedy. He gets open. Big plays. They need it. He only scored one touchdown Monday night. Now, this next one is also a whole team effort of how bad they were. They're horrible. They've been horrible for weeks. And I don't think anybody is giving them enough attention for how bad they've been, except for me. The Minnesota Vikings. I want this whole team to return their paycheck. Look at me. Return it. Let's go to the highlights. But let me warn you, the highlights are tough to watch.
He gets the call on second down and goal and pushes it through, and the Colts have scored a touchdown.
Yeah, I think he's got a challenge, Kevin. You know, a lot of these young players, trying to teach these young players the importance and the meaning of playing this football game with great passion.
Here's Swope on 1st and 10. He is brought down in the secondary by Rhodes. A catch and run. Turbin in 1st and 10, 27. And Luck going for Swope, but he's got the touchdown. What a pass. It's AP. Oh, he got a good block inside from Surlis. And a 13-yard run. He's down to the 9. Searles made the block. They say the ball is loose. But a couple officials were saying the ball was down. And you can see Adams running with 2 timeouts. There's a block by Clark. There's a block by Street. Look at the move, the spin, the corkscrew, the touchdown. Turbin.
Peterson, AP, Adrian Peterson, returned from tearing his meniscus in his right knee. He only had 6 carries for 22 yards, but he had a huge fumble in the red zone after, ironically, having his best run of the game. 13 yards, yeah. I don't know, maybe if I'm just so used to Adrian Peterson dominating, like no matter what, I'm just a little shocked he didn't do more in his return. This might be my fault for expecting way too much out of him, but yeah, he hasn't practiced in over 2 months or played, so yeah, it's my fault. But Sam Bradford, no excuses. You've been non-existent for the Vikings since their Week 6 bye. He just said, forget it, I'm done for the year. Yeah, his completion percentage is over 70%, which is really good, excellent. I'll give him credit for that. But he's just, he's okay. He won't win you the game. And if the defense is playing bad, then you're in trouble with him at your quarterback. This team once had high hopes a long time ago when they were 5-0. But they're starting to realize they need Teddy Bridgewater back. He's highly valuable. And when he gets back, they need to open up the playbook a little more. He's getting a little bit older. Yeah, he's young guy. But he needs to take the next step. The next step. I think he's pretty good. I don't think he's great right now. He's a smart quarterback. He won't make a lot of mistakes, which I like. And at times, he can be highly accurate down the field. So next year, it will need to take the pressure off Adrian Peterson. So teams won't stack the box with 8 defenders because they've been doing this for years. He will need to make his opponents pay for when they bring all those guys up front, go down the field. The Vikings right now, as we speak, look at me, return your paycheck. Why? They're 2-7 in their last 9 games. They suck right now. Ugh, just awful. But finally, I want the Rams GM, their general manager, Les Snead, just return your paycheck. You're the first GM on the show, too. Congratulations. What he has going on in L.A. is a mess. First, in the offseason, he gives Jeff Fisher a contract extension. That was a head-scratcher. Why? In the past 4 seasons, he's 27-36. No winning seasons. No playoff appearances. Even though, and Fisher never even finished 8-8. And for some odd reason, they rewarded him. But then, the season started. They do exactly what they have done for the last 4 years, which is, lose. Then the GM gets emotional and fires him after a terrible, terrible home loss against Atlanta. Now, the crazy part is, I think he would have kept his job if the game was a bit closer. But to me, I'm just not a big fan of firing a head coach during the season. I think it's best for the team and the organization that they wait until the season ends to make big changes like that. I hope Snead isn't looking for a quick change because it was more of the same Thursday night. This time, even worse. They scored 3 points. Ouch. No offense. They're terrible. Todd Gurley, he had a huge rookie year. He's been flat awful. He's averaged less than 2 yards a carry. And rookie Jared Goff, he's not ready to start. He's just, But good luck in L.A. But Jared Snead, what I need you to do, what the whole audience needs you to do is return your paycheck. Now, segment's done. I'm Jansen Harris with your paycheck segment each and every week. Have a great evening. And remember, you are what you focus on.